10 Best SEO 8 or 9 years ago made me #1 on SEO agency. By being ranked #1 and having all of a sudden this pipeline, I developed a sales process. And the initial sales process we had was like an intro call to qualify someone and learn more about their business. I'd ask some pertinent questions and I would go straight to the proposal, like the pitch. Frankly, it worked really well. Once we started going to 5K, 10K, 20K, 40K, 80K, I had to do a little bit more selling. I had to explain the value of the product better, articulate our values more, our approach, how we service you more. And so I needed to add a strategy call. And I'll kind of just walk you through the sales process. So first stage, I just call it like stage 0. It's that intro call. I'm trying to qualify you mostly on BANT. So budget, authority, need, timing. I just want to make sure that you're ready to work with us and then I'm not going to waste my time. So I got to qualify you on this call, but also not make you feel like a peasant or a poor. You can't just be like, what's your budget? Oh, that? Buy. You're going to get a bad reputation. So you have to figure out how to have an honoring conversation with a prospect, learn about their business. And for me, I always try to make sure they walk away with a ton of value. I want them to be a raging advocate for me and my brand every time I talk with someone and be as helpful and serious about the opportunity I see for them every time. One of the key questions I started asking was, when do you want to start by? They'll be like, okay, we want to start soon. I said, awesome. Like, how soon is soon to you? Is that like April 1st? And they'll be like, yeah, April 1st could work. And then I'll ask the follow-up. This is the important question. What happens if you miss the April 1st start date? Now I can see how important this is. So if they see like, nothing really happens, it's not a top priority, now I immediately know where I'm at on this pitch and how to approach it, and that I need it to be more of a value sell, and it's okay to elongate the sales process, go deeper with them, really form the relationship. If someone's like, look, we got to start right away, I know they're in a more transactional mode and they need to get more to how this is going to be practically applied to them. Who are they working with? How much does it cost? What kind of results do they expect? So it's a little different of a sell, so I love that question. This is something you can try to bring into your calls. Second is a strategy call. So this is where I involve an SME, so I like to sell with 2 people, a salesperson and then a subject matter expert. So I like to take my most eloquent articulator and speaker from my operational team and bring them into the sales group. On that strategy call, I let the SME talk, or if I'm on it, I'll be talking to just try to find the value. Right? Like, what am I gonna pitch you? This has all been modified by Winning by Design. You got outcomes, next steps, follow-ups. From there, we get to the proposal. This is where I'm pitching. I got you bought in to the solution that I kind of see for you at a high level. Now I need to break down that high level solution into micro detail, timelines, due dates, 12-month roadmap, specific examples. And then from there, ROI and decision criteria. I like doing this on that buyer who doesn't have budget, doesn't have pain, doesn't have need. It's not transactional, it's very much exploratory. We don't do it often, frankly. My AEs get uncomfortable with finance, so it becomes difficult. But I still use it personally if I'm involved in the sales process, and I know my team does use this when the client asks for it, like, hey, what's the ROI of this engagement? We have a full ROI tool. So if I were able to show you the ROI and I could get it to you in 7 months, would you be ready to buy? Yeah, but we're talking to a couple other agencies and they're all 30% cheaper than you. And now you're kind of getting to that SOW negotiation phase. So I use this for the ROI and decision criteria to fully understand, how are you going to hire an agency? I want you to be transparent with me, and I call this kind of the iceberg technique. I'm trying to figure out how much of your purchasing decision is below the surface of what you're telling me, and keep lowering the surface of the ocean and expose more of the iceberg so I can learn, frankly, how you're really gonna buy, who you need to get approval by, how it affects you personally, what your own goals are, how much time and space in your life you have to even manage a new vendor. Like, really understand where you're at emotionally in this purchase process. Then I go to the SOW. I never send an SOW. I always walk the customer through the SOW. Once again, I wanna uncover, why did I lose this deal, right? If you just send an SOW and they say not interested or they ghost you, you learn nothing. You can't improve, you can't innovate, you can't get better as a sales org. So I have to walk you through the contract so I can see what of my terms isn't resonating, what of my offerings are you not interested in, and now I can really get you something dynamic and strong and learn more about your business. And then lastly, negotiate. I gotta figure out how to negotiate, what to do, and I always wanna make sure I don't have an ongoing out clause and that I have a 12-month plus contract. And if you wanna know how you can never have an out clause in any of your contracts, you're gonna have to sign up for my course or sign up for my coaching. It's the most transformational part of growing your organization, and it fixes the structural mechanics of your recurring revenue, so you know exactly how much money you're gonna make every month. And if you can get rid of opt-outs in your agency, it'll become very hard for you to lose money and have bad months. Hopefully this helped. This is our sales process, and hopefully you found some value here.